She laughed at her colleague's outfit, posted it on social media, and made everyone laugh along. But 3 years later, when she looked in the mirror wearing exactly the same type of outfit, she realized she had mocked her own future. This story is about instant karma and man. The irony is so brutal, it hurts. Stick around until the end because you won't believe what happened. Hey everyone! If you enjoy stories where the universe delivers justice, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because this type of content comes out every week. Let's get to the story. This story takes place in Los Angeles, California. Meet Jessica, 22 years old, a fashion intern at a highly prestigious fashion magazine. Jessica is the kind of person obsessed with appearance. Designer clothes, expensive bags, everything has to be perfect. An impeccable Instagram aesthetic. She judges everyone by their clothes. It's practically her entire personality. Working at the same magazine is Amanda. Amanda is an assistant editor, a few years older than Jessica, super talented, writes incredible articles, everyone respects her work, but Amanda has a very simple style. She basically wears the same thing every day. Black jeans, a basic white blouse, black Converse sneakers, nothing designer, nothing extravagant, just comfortable and practical clothes. For Jessica, this was unacceptable. How could someone who works at a fashion magazine dress so basically? Jessica started making mean comments. During the coffee break, she loudly told her friends, "Girl, Amanda literally wears the same outfit every day. Does she even own other clothes?" So embarrassing for someone in fashion. People laughed uncomfortably, but Jessica didn't stop. One day, the magazine threw a fancy party like a fashion gala with a black tie dress code. Everyone showed up super dressed up. Jessica spent $3,000 on a Versace dress and Louboutin heels. The whole look. Amanda arrived in a simple black dress, probably bought at Target, with no visible brand name. Jessica didn't miss the chance. She took a picture of Amanda without her noticing and posted it on her Instagram story with the magazine hashtag. When you work in fashion but shop at Target Lowu hash, fashion deceaster hash, the post had hundreds of views and several people in the industry saw it, including co-workers. It was total public humiliation. Amanda saw the post. She didn't say anything, didn't confront Jessica. She just continued working normally. And that made Jessica even more confident. She thought she had won, that she had proven she was superior. In the following months, he continued making comments about Amanda's clothes, always with that tone of superiority. A year passed. Jessica was still an intern, waiting to be hired full-time. Amanda was promoted to senior editor. And then something unexpected happened. The magazine underwent a massive restructuring. Huge budget cuts. Several people were laid off, including some editors. But Jessica, she finally got a full-time job with a salary that seemed good until she started living with him. Because here's the plot twist. Jessica had always lived beyond her means. She lived in a fancy apartment in West Hollywood that her father paid for. The designer clothes paid for with her father's credit card. The car, a gift from her parents. She had never lived on her own salary. But when she got a permanent job, her parents gave her an ultimatum. Now you have a stable job, you support yourself. They cut off her allowance, the rent payments, everything. And suddenly, Jessica realized something brutal. Her salary didn't even cover half of her lifestyle. The apartment in West Hollywood, $1,800 a month just in rent. Designer clothes? Impossible. Fancy restaurants? Forget about it. The car? She had to return it because she couldn't afford the insurance and gas. Jessica had to move into a tiny apartment in North Hollywood, sharing it with 2 roommates. She had to start taking the subway to work because she didn't have a car. And the clothes? Man, this is where it gets brutal. Jessica simply didn't have the money to buy new clothes. She had to start wearing the same pieces every week. She bought some basic blouses at H&M, 2 pairs of jeans, and some simple sneakers. And guess what became her uniform? Black jeans, a basic white t-shirt, black sneakers, exactly what Amanda wore, exactly what Jessica had mocked for years. The first time Jessica put on that outfit and saw herself in the mirror, she felt something break inside her. It was as if the universe had slapped her in the face. She was wearing exactly what she had posted on social media, called a fashion disaster. And it got worse. Achidiofos. Some people started to notice. A colleague even commented, "Jessica, you're really going for that minimalist vibe now, huh?" Very Amanda core it was meant jokingly, but Jessica felt the irony cut like a knife. She had become the very person she had humiliated. But you know what was worse? Jessica realized that Amanda always knew. Amanda didn't wear simple clothes because she didn't have the money to buy better ones. Amanda earned more than Jessica even before the promotion. Amanda wore simple clothes because she was smart. She didn't spend money on superficial things. She invested. She saved. She had priorities. Amanda had bought an apartment. She had savings. She traveled to Europe every year. But nobody saw it because she didn't post on social media all the time. She didn't need external validation. Meanwhile, Jessica had spent years building an illusion of wealth with her parents' money, and now that she had to support herself, the illusion crumbled. One day, Jessica was in the elevator with Amanda. An awkward silence. Until Jessica couldn't take it anymore. She apologized, not a superficial apology, but a real one, with tears in her eyes. She said she had been arrogant, cruel, that she had judged Amanda without knowing anything, that now she understood. E sabe o que Amanda respondeu? "Jessica, I never dressed like this because I had to. I dressed like this because I wanted to, because I don't need expensive clothes to feel valuable. You're not wearing the same clothes as me now because you're broke. You're wearing them because you finally learned that clothes don't define worth. And that's a good thing, even if it took losing everything for you to learn." Those words shattered Jessica. Because it was true. She had spent her entire life believing that value came from brands, from appearance, from how much you spent. And now, wearing the same basic clothes she had mocked, she finally understood that she had wasted years, money, and relationships chasing empty validation. Jessica changed after that. It wasn't overnight, but she changed. She stopped judging people by their clothes. She started saving real money. She deleted that humiliating Instagram post and posted a public apology to Amanda. She lost some followers, but gained respect. 3 years after that cruel post, Jessica looks in her closet and sees the same basic uniform Amanda always wore. And now she feels pride, not shame, because she learned that minimalism isn't poverty. Simplicity isn't a lack of style. And judging someone by their clothes is the most superficial and ignorant thing you can do. The irony of this story is perfect. Jessica literally laughed at her own future without knowing it. She mocked something she herself would become. And the universe has a way of making you learn the lessons you need, even if it hurts. So what's the moral? First, never judge someone by what they wear. You don't know the story behind those choices. Second, living beyond your means to impress others is a recipe for disaster. Third, people who constantly feel the need to flaunt their wealth are usually the most insecure. True confidence doesn't need external validation. Jessica learned that maturity is realizing that the things you mocked when you were young and foolish are often the very things you end up respecting when you grow up. That simplicity is a smart choice, not a limitation, and that karma doesn't forgive arrogance. And Amanda, she remained exactly who she always was, successful, confident, and completely indifferent to the opinions of the Jessicas of the world. So, what do you think? Have you ever judged someone and then realized you were wrong? Tell us in the comments. If this story made you reflect, leave a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. See you next time!